Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 10, 2022. Government has approved the allocation of $115.7 million in compensation to entities and citizens affected by the Rio Cobre pollution incident that occurred from July 26 to August 4 this year. The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation gave the update in a press release yesterday. It includes $55.38 million to NEPA NRCA to begin remediation works and compensate about 70 fisherfolk whose livelihoods were affected. The National Water Commission is receiving $42.9 million, and the National Irrigation Commission is getting $17.4 million, both as compensation for revenue and operational losses. Among a raft of measures taken in response to the contamination of the Rio Cobre and the subsequent fish kill, government took legal action against UC Russell Windalco and issued a call on its full environmental performance bond, EPB, of approximately $117 million. The money still leaves a significant shortfall of approximately $107 million of the $223 million assessed for total restorative work and to address the social impact. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Matthew Samuda, says the remaining amount will be addressed through upcoming budgetary allocations and other legal channels to hold Windalco accountable. Minister Samuda has also announced that Prime Minister Andrew Holness has issued instructions to ban the direct discharge of contaminants into the Rio Cobre, for which legal protection will be pursued. To support that process, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is to convene a multi-stakeholder technical working group. The group, which is to be chaired by Professor Anthony Greenway, will be charged with identifying and recommending strategies and measures to ensure the health, safety, and economic sustainability of the Rio Cobre and its natural resources. NEPA and the Ministries of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Agriculture and Fisheries, Health and Wellness, and Labor and Social Security have also been instructed to develop and implement joint monitoring and evaluation programs for the Rio Cobre. NEPA is also to develop and implement an early warning system supported by environmental wardens to alert the population that is potentially at risk of any impending pollution events in the Rio Cobre and its environs. The Wildlife Protection Act and the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act will be amended during this financial year to increase fines and penalties for polluting the island's rivers. The National Housing Trust, NHT, is adding another 248 solutions to the housing market in Kingston and St. Andrew. Prime Minister Andrew Holness broke ground for the studio units at the Howard Apartments on Wednesday.
Since the last 2 years, the policy directive has been that the NHT must focus on what we call the affordable income segment of the market. So we are redirecting the resources of the NHT to focus on persons who are low-income earners or middle to lower-income earners. The project that we are breaking ground for today fits neatly into that category of income earners.
The Howard Apartments is being executed by the NHT in partnership with the Centauri Real Estate Company Limited. It is one of several developments being constructed under the NHT's Guaranteed Purchase Program, which allows developers to conceptualize and execute their development plans while the NHT absorbs the market risk by purchasing part or all of the development. This approach seeks to leverage the efficiencies within the private sector so that units can be delivered at lower costs and within faster timeframes. The Prime Minister is encouraging more developers to partner with the NHT and deliver homes under the GPP.
The way in which this government has operated, we have minimized the political risk, and we have minimized the fiscal risk, and we have minimized the policy risk for the private sector investors to come and participate in these programs, which have a very high positive social externality for the people who will benefit.
Upon completion, residents at the Howard Apartments will enjoy a clubhouse, gazebo, drying yard, children's play area, exercise area, roof garden, green area, and a jogging trail. Motor vehicle owners who allow other drivers to operate their vehicles are being urged to get a driving abstract from the Island Traffic Authority. A driving abstract includes information on the issuance of a driver's license, the number of traffic tickets issued, and any other traffic violations. Minister of Transport and Mining Audley Shaw made the appeal to motor vehicle owners at a recent JIS think tank.
Make sure that the person who you're putting to drive your vehicle is properly licensed and don't have a whole heap of tickets out there that are unpaid. This will ensure that you are aware of the traffic ticketing status of your potential driver. As a matter of fact, I go even further and use this opportunity to implore you to have evidence of their driver's license.
Minister Shaw adds that driver's licenses with outstanding traffic tickets will not be renewed under the new Traffic Act, which is to be implemented soon.
This phenomenon of indisciplined drivers must be erased from our traffic environment, as we only want decent drivers who adhere to proper road and vehicular safety protocols.
Justices of the peace are being encouraged to educate themselves about programs being offered by the Ministry of Justice. These include restorative justice, mediation, child diversion, and victim services, among others. Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck says the information will be of great value to their services at the community level.
As Justice of the Peace, you have to be the conduits, the persons with information, the person that the citizen can come to ask for information, and at the very least, at your fingertips, you should be able to guide them.
The minister was speaking at a recent ceremony to commission 150 new JPs. Justices of the peace are trained to assist with the provision of justice services within communities and can authorize specific documents to verify identity. They are also involved in matters relating to restorative justice, such as helping to reduce conflicts between opposing parties. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the 40-year-old Hart NSTA Trust continues to be an important institution in the architecture of Jamaica's development. Mr. Holness made the remarks while delivering the Edward Philip George Seaga's inaugural Human Development Lecture at the University of Technology last week. He says Hart, which was established in 1982 by the late former Prime Minister, remains necessary for equipping a labor force for the fourth industrial revolution.
There are still Jamaicans who simply are not participating in the labor force. They have no need, no interest to participate because maybe the wages don't attract them. So there is still work to be done by Hart to get into the inner cities, to get into the rural areas, to get those young people, bring them into programs, provide them with stipends, change their mindset and their outlook, and bring them into the labor force. There is work there for them because the economy is growing.
Mr. Holness points out that to date, Hart has trained more than 613,000 individuals, and over 254,000 have been certified by the National Council on Technical Vocational Education and Training, NCTVET. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.